In a bustling African city, renowned influencer Tunde feels unfulfilled despite his fame and success. Guided by his psychic prophecy, he meets three women named Zara, each offering a glimpse into a different aspect of life. As Tunde explores relationships with a fashion icon, a travel blogger, and a social activist, he learns valuable lessons about purpose and love. Ultimately, he discovers that true success lies not just in external achievements, but in finding a partner who complements and supports his journey. Tunde's story is a powerful reminder that genuine fulfillment comes from the meaningful connections and shared values. In a bustling African city, there was a young man named Tunde. He had risen to fame as one of the top social media influencers in the region. Tunde's videos, full of humor, creativity, and motivation, had earned him millions of followers. People admired his charisma and energy, and brands flocked to collaborate with him. However, despite all the success, Tunde felt incomplete. His life seemed focused on external validations, likes, shares, and comments, and deep insight. He craved a sense of purpose and meaning beyond the screen. Tunde had grown up in a modest home, where money was often tight. His parents, hardworking but poor, had done everything they could to provide for him and his siblings. His upbringing was full of lessons about perseverance, but the one thing that stayed with him was his father's advice: find your purpose and success will follow. Even after achieving the fame his family once dreamt of, Tunde's heart wasn't at peace. His rise to fame had been meteoric, but it had come with its share of challenges. There were the late nights editing content, the endless cycles of trying to stay relevant, and the mounting pressure of outperform competitors. The facades of online perfections began to weigh him down. He started to question the true meaning of success. A friend of his, noticing Tunde's inner turmoil, recommended a spiritual retreat deep in countryside. "You need to reconnect with yourself, Tunde," his friend had said. "The retreat will give you clarity." Desperate for answers, Tunde agreed. The retreat was located far from the city, in a remote area surrounded by towering baobab trees and vast grasslands. It was peaceful, quiet, and far from the distractions of modern life. As soon as Tunde arrived, he felt a sense of calm wash over him. For the first time in a long while, he was away from his phone, emails, and notifications. The retreat was filled with people on their own spiritual journeys, seeking inner peace and clarity. Tunde didn't know exactly what he was searching for, but he hoped the retreat would guide him. After a few days of meditation and reflection, Tunde decided to seek out the guidance of the retreat famous psychic, an elderly woman named Nana. She was known for her mystical abilities and had helped many people find directions in their lives. Tunde was skeptical at first, but something about her pressure drew him in. Her eyes, sharp and penetrating, seemed to see right through him. "Sit down, young man," she said in a voice that was both soothing and commanding. Tunde felt a chill run down his spine. As she gazed into her crystal ball, she uttered a sentence that would change the course of his life forever. "The woman who will bring you fame, fortune, and love is named Zara," she said. Tunde was taken back. Zara? He repeated, unsure of how to process the information. Yes, Zara, she will lead you to everything you desire. But be careful, the path to her will not be easy. The words echoed in Tunde's mind as he left Nana's tent. For the remainder of the retreat, he couldn't stop thinking about the prophecy. Who was Zara? Was she already in his life? Or would he meet her soon? When Tunde returned to the city, his career resumed its rapid pace. But Nana's words stayed with him. He became hyper aware of every woman. Then, as if by fate, 3 different women, each named Zara, appeared in his life within weeks. The first Zara he met was a fashion icon, known for her glamorous lifestyle. Her social media was a sea of designer outfits, red carpets, and luxury events. She had millions of followers, and her collaborations with top fashion brands were the envy of men. When Tunde first met her at a charity event, he was instantly captivated by her beauty and pose. They began to spend more time together, attending high-profile parties and fashion shows. Her world was dazzling, and for a while, Tunde was swept up in it. He loved the attention they received as a couple and opportunities that came from being associated with her. But over time, Tunde started noticing that had made him uneasy. Zara's life seemed perfect online, but behind closed doors, she was constantly stressed. The pressure of maintaining her image consumed her, and she was often controlling and distant. Tunde saw how much she relied on public validation, just as he had once. And it reminded him of the emptiness he had felt before the retreat. Slowly, he realized that her life was more of a performance than a reality. Despite their glamorous moments together, he knew this Zara wasn't the one the Sishik had spoken of. Shortly after distancing himself from Zara, the fashion icon, Tunde met the second Zara, a travel blogger. This Zara had a reputation for her adventurous spirit, exploring some of the most remote and beautiful locations across the globe. Her social media was filled with breathtaking landscapes, exotic cultures, and thrilling experiences. Tunde was drawn to her free-spirited nature, and they quickly bonded over their mutual love and exploring new places. Their relationship was exciting, full of spontaneous trips and adrenaline-filled activities. They traveled to tropical islands, hiked through dense rainforests, and experienced cultures that enriched their perspectives on life. But as time went on, Tunde realized that Zara's constant need for adventure masked a deeper restlessness. She was always searching for the next thrill, never satisfied with where she was. Her relationships were fleeting, and she struggled to form deep emotional connections. Tunde, who had begun craving stability and balance, found it hard to keep up with her instant need for novelty. Once again, he knew this wasn't the Zara who would lead him to the life he sought. Disheartened but not defeated, Tunde threw himself back into his work. But soon enough, the third Zara entered his life. This Zara was unlike the others. She was a social activist, using her platform to raise awareness about important issues such as poverty, gender equality, and climate change. Her content was raw and real, touching the hearts of millions who admired her dedication to making the world a better place. Thunder was immediately struck by her authenticity and passion. Their conversations were deep and meaningful, and he found himself drawn to her purpose-driven approach to life. Unlike the other Zaras, she wasn't interested in fame for the sake of fame. She wanted to use her influence to create positive change. Thunder admired her for that, and they began working on a project together, combining their platforms to advocate for social causes. But as their relationship deepened, Thunder noticed something troubling. Zara, while noble in her pursuit, was constantly burdened by the weight of the world's problems. She rarely took time for herself, and her activism consumed every aspect of her life. Thunder tried to help her find balance, but she struggled to let go of her sense of responsibility that he admired and dedication. He realized that this intensity made it difficult for them to build a sustainable relationship. Feeling lost and unsure of his path, Thunder found himself reflecting on the Sishik prophecy. He had met 3 extraordinary women, each named Zara, but none of them felt like the right match. He began to question whether the prophecy had been wrong or if he had misunderstood it. One evening, as he sat alone in his apartment, Thunder had a moment of clarity. The Sishik's words echoed in his mind, and he realized something crucial. He had been searching for someone to complete him, but what he needed was someone who would complement him. The woman named Zara wasn't supposed to carry the burden of his success. She was supposed to help him discover his own path to fame, fortune, and love. With his newfound understanding, Thunder reached out to the third Zara, the social activist. They had spent some time apart, but during that time, both of them had grown and reflected on their individual journeys. When they reconnected, it was as if they were seeing each other with fresh eyes. Their relationship blossomed in a new direction, one built on mutual respect and balanced support. Together, they found a way to combine their passions, Thunder's influence and creativity, with Zara's activism and purpose. Their content began to evolve, becoming more aligned with their values and visions for the future. As they worked together to make a positive impact on their community and beyond, their fame grew even more. But this time, it wasn't shallow or empty. It was rooted with something real and meaningful. In the end, Thunder and Zara built a life together that was not only successful but fulfilling. They got married in a beautiful ceremony that blended their cultural heritage with modern influences, and their love continued to grow with each passing day. Together, they used their platforms to uplift others, creating a legacy that went beyond personal fame and fortune. And so, they lived happily ever after, proving that true success comes not just from external recognition, but from finding the right person to share your life and purpose with.